I'll start with a quick review for this book or course. No Excuses, Existentialism and the Meaning of Life. I was debating between a 2 to a 3. I think I'll end up giving this book or course, I'll refer to this as a book, 2 stars. The main reason is that it felt a little disorganized. I think there is or at least I personally didn't like the way the professor gave the lectures. It's kind of like a quick overview, but this says person A says this, person B says that, and it's kind of a very dry way, very unengaging way. It felt a little bit disorganized, generally speaking. I haven't got a full view of what's going on. It's very confusing information. The way he portrayed the information wasn't very good, and also his style of speaking was not, first of all, not engaging for me was, and also kind of like in a non-continuous stream, if you know what I mean. It's kind of very abrupt, kind of like it's hard to follow his train of thought. So personally, not for me. Let's see the notes. Acting free is acting rational. That's what being free is being rational. According to some, that's obviously, it's all philosophers. Passionate life is a key to living, or what is existentialism. According to some, life is the meaning of life. Life itself is the meaning of life. Interesting. Consciousness and contemplating could be a disease that is hard to stop. Again, also according to some, but consciousness, it's kind of a disease that, and we cannot undo it. It's kind of like given. Living the ethical life is frustrating since it's constant decision making. So it's hard to live in the ethical life because there is a lot of micro decisions we have to make constantly, and they're not easy questions. According to Nietzsche, our actions are not consequences of conscious or unconscious processes. It's simply actions. Interesting idea there, that it's just actions regardless of where they come from. We do things because we do things and not because our conscious or unconscious processes. That's it for the first part. They started to do in 2 parts, so let's get into the second part here. We often don't notice the little things until something draws our attention to it, like when the ink runs out. So usually we don't notice things until there is something wrong, like the ink or any other things. We're just oblivious to them until they draw attention to it. Side note, the book feels a bit disorganized. That's what I said before. That there's just like, it doesn't feel very organized. This is this, and you get out of a specific lecture a little bit confused. Not a good overview of things. Not very, very low on clarity. No excuses is the idea that we're responsible for our actions. We always have a choice on how to respond. That's one of the ideas, that we are responsible for our actions because we always have a choice to respond. According to some, consciousness is freedom, as it has the power to change our perspective or perception. Consciousness is the freedom. It's similar to what we said before, but the consciousness, because we have it, we can choose how to respond or how to perceive things. You're in jail, but what do you focus on? That's the question. We are always being looked at, either by others or by being self-aware. So it's the idea of always being looked at. Others can look at us, or we looking on ourselves. So we always under investigation in a way. It's always impossible to know the true self, as we are identified by the way other perceives us. That's, in a way, shaping us, informing us, the way other perceives us. So it's really hard to know what is exactly the true self. And the last one, we will pick people who reinforce who we are. Our friends and people we will be around would be the people who reinforce who we already, or we are, people who would reinforce who we are, in a way. So that's for this book. Again, 2 out of 5. Almost got a 3. Maybe it will be a low 3, but I'll put in a 2 category because I didn't think it was a good overview of the matter. Just left a little confused after all. Thank you.